All right, folks. If you know me, I like to change the format multiple times, so I'm going to do another switch up. I found that trying to reflect on meditation and reflect on sort of the quote of the session is a bit distracting. I was finding myself kind of paying attention more to the the quote than the actual meditation and kind of getting into my head about what I want to say and what I want to film and not really focusing on the meaning and not focusing on the actual meditation, being mindful. So they're sort of taking away from the whole point of meditating. So I'm going to stop that for a bit. Maybe I'll try to come up with a different format. But I think it's still important to kind of describe some of my experience with meditation. So I'll continue doing that. And that's what this video will be about. I had the pleasure of doing a little bit of a joint meditation session with a friend. And I wanted to talk about that because I thought it was really interesting on a few different levels. One, it was interesting because it's a moment of being vulnerable with someone else, kind of allowing them into sort of a private place that I like to, private practice that I like to do, and letting somebody else into that space can be vulnerable and maybe a little bit awkward. At least that's what I was feeling. And it was really interesting because I was feeling that way, I found myself wanting to joke about it and wanting to laugh about it. So while I use Headspace. So while the beginning introduction and kind of talking about, as Andy does, giving us some ideas and some things to ponder on, I found myself wanting to crack jokes or just even laugh. And it was really quite a struggle because I started to think about when I was a kid and you'd be, maybe in the library or you'd be in your class and the teacher is telling you to be quiet and all you can do is think about cracking up or just looking at your friend and losing it. And so that's what was kind of going through my head is okay, I know that I need to be in this sort of calm space and kind of let go of things and get into my own sort of trance that I get into when I meditate. But I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help but want to laugh, want to joke around, want to be playful. And then I remembered that in one of the sessions, Andy does talk about how it's good. It's good to come with a playful mind, a new mind, every time you do meditation, and not to really have expectations and not try to make it formulaic, but rather just go with the flow, go with the energy. That was nice. So I was able to take that memory, that brief piece of advice, and just run with it. And so why not? I started laughing in the middle of the meditation, and it was just great. It was cool to kind of to share that experience with somebody else. The person with me started laughing as well, and as we typically do, this friend, we always seem to get really silly and can't control our laughter. So it was nice to have that sort of energy being brought into the practice, something new, something different. I'm not usually used to kind of joking around with meditation, so I like that. I like to experience something different. And like I said, I think it was nice to try to do something that was a bit vulnerable and share that with somebody else and allow them into a place that I tend to protect or try to hold kind of dear to me, kind of opening that up and allowing somebody else to experience that and allowing myself to experience it with somebody else. So I thought that was cool. I wanted to talk about that. And perhaps as I do more of these videos, I do want to continue to incorporate my practice and share with you my experience, because you never know. There might be something that you run into and you're curious about it, or, might be able to share some of that sort of stuff. So I'd love to hear from you folks if you've had similar experiences, or have you tried to share your meditation experience with somebody else? How did it go? What did you glean from it? What did you learn? All right. Till next time. Peace.